Campus firemen fought the worst fire in the city since 1878 from standpoint of deaths and injuries yesterday, when they battled flames that swept through the Marlborough apartment hotel. They had to battle flames and smoke in cold weather. And at the same time, they had to fight the hysteria that gripped occupants of the building. Firemen came face to face with human tragedy from many angles and used every effort to save all that was possible. To Assistant Fire Chief W.F. Huttner, the Marlborough blaze was the worst he had seen in his 31-year firefighting career. One of the first to arrive at the scene, Chief Huttner was horrified to see persons jumping from windows and hanging onto sills. Flames were roaring through the structure, and his shouted orders could barely be heard above the cries of terror from the trapped. It was he who ordered more help. Chief Huttner's company raised more than 2,000 feet of ladders, rescuing numerous persons who were about to jump. The near-zero weather made rescue efforts doubly hazardous. Water poured onto the burning structure froze almost as rapidly as it fell, coating the buildings and apparatus with dangerous ice particles. Firemen from Station Number 6, the first to reach the scene, divided efforts between assisting injured persons who had jumped or fallen from windows and raising ladders to rescue those about to jump. The injured were taken to neighboring houses until ambulances arrived. Fireman Leonard Huber of Station Number 6 said the first thing he saw was the battered body of a woman of about 30 who leaped from a third-story window. He said the woman landed on the sidewalk and must have died instantly. He helped carry the broken body away from the scene. Firemen from his company shouted themselves hoarse, warning people not to jump. The first alarm on the fire came into the fire department headquarters at 5:53 a.m., and the first of the fire and police squads rushed to the scene. Within 7 minutes, 3 more alarms had been sent as the fire roared through the building. The first act of the firemen as they began pouring in from all sections of the city was to raise ladders to the windows, where there still were victims crying for help. Firemen told harrowing stories afterward of the struggles they had with crazed victims. In one instance, fireman Merritt Mason was carrying a hysterical woman down a ladder when she began struggling to get free. Both fell 2 floors to the sidewalk, severely injured. In another instance, a frantic husband, James Brown, fearful of his wife's safety, could not wait for the fireman to reach his 3rd-floor window. He pushed Mrs. Brown out the window and she fell to her death. He leaped and was critically injured. Awakened by the clanging fire engine several minutes after the conflagration started, Alice Anderson, 32, found escape cut off. She broke a 3rd-floor window and jumped into a net. She was uninjured. Hanging by his fingertips to the sill of his 3rd-floor window for what seemed like an eternity, Stephen Brazil at last was forced to let go while flames engulfed his room. His condition is poor. A cut like a cross was stamped into the head of Leo Martin, 43, who also hurt his right leg. Dick Daniels, 29, former Minneapolis heavyweight boxer, remained in poor condition in General Hospital last night. He suffered leg injuries, fractured vertebrae, and possible internal injuries in the Marlborough fire. Falling bricks struck fireman Charles Young while he was standing near the building. He suffered a possible broken back. The wife of Nick Sundholm refused to jump from the couple's 2nd-floor room, ran hysterically into the flames, and was separated from her husband. Sundholm is in poor condition from injuries sustained when he leaped to the ground. The wife is missing. Of the 18 dead, 15 were identified or tentatively identified at the county morgue by friends and relatives. More than 500 persons passed through the morgue during the afternoon and evening to view the victims. 4 of the 25 persons in hospitals were in critical condition, and some of the others were described as poor.